or even if you're just going through a phase where your parents are annoying and you guys are fighting all the time,
you can run as far away from home as possible. You can run and you can go live your life, and you can just neglect the connections at home. But I know all of us at the core desire to have a good family life. Hey guys!
Hey!
I'm Sarah.
I'm Kaitlyn.
And we are your best friends.
What are we talking about today?
So in today's video, interrupted you real fast there. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how real it is dealing with parents.
Yeah.
You probably weren't searching for a video on how to deal with parents. You more so just saw that, wow, we're going to address annoying parents. This is actually a deeper thing that we all think about. Just you would never search or think that you need help with or whatnot. You know, not all of you have two parents who live together. Not all of you have two really good parents. Some of you might have wonderful parents, but you still want to check out what we're going to be speaking about. Just know that in this video, the heartbeat is not so much to change the people in authority or influence over you. It's actually to give you tools to have a happy life, one where you're not necessarily a victim to the people around you, but you actually see even your parents as an opportunity to train you to be an amazing future husband or wife, or a better friend, or a more happy and peaceful person. So we're just gonna get into it because this is a really important topic for us.
So with that, please subscribe. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers, and we are just so grateful every time we get a new number on our channel. We love you guys.
Love y'all. First of all, I want to talk about honoring your parents. Don't click off, okay? This is going to be good.
It's for you, no matter what.
No matter what. When I would hear of honor your parents, especially in the Bible, I thought that I used to think when times were rough, well, I can't honor them because they genuinely just don't deserve it. Mm-hmm. They don't deserve me to treat them with respect because they've never loved me the way that I needed to be loved. Or you might be thinking they don't deserve respect because they've never respected me. They don't deserve for me to honor them because they haven't been there for me in the ways that parents should be. But the truth is, in the Bible, it says, honor your mother and your father and it will go very well with you. God said that to, I believe, the Israelites. And as I was thinking about it, as I was sleeping in my house the other day, I realized, wait, this might be a twofold thing. It might be honor your mother and your father and God will bless you. But also I was thinking about, if you actually learn to honor your father and your mother, it will actually go well with you in many practical senses. I'll give you some examples. If I learn to honor my mom or dad, regardless of their personality type, their problems, their imperfections, and I love them not because of what they do for me, but because it's who I am, and I'm not a victim to how you are to me, that will train me so well to be a secure person, because I'm not anymore insecure and a victim treating people only based off of how they treat me, which we see a lot of. We see a lot of in this generation of, I only will love you or respect you or this to you if you're like this to me. I hear some people complain, well, they did this to me, so they deserve this. To me, you think you sound powerful, you actually sound like a victim.
Yep.
Because victims adjust according to how this person treats them. And we don't want that for you.
And that gives that person so much more control.
Seeing their problems to you as opportunities. One day we're going to be married or in a relationship or have friendships. If it's uncomfortable for you to confront people in a kind way, maybe you can start practicing with your parents. And I know your parents might not be the best communicators, or they might never change, but you can change. Like, your circumstances might not ever change, but you might be able to change. So if something hurts your feelings, maybe even if their response is the same as it always is, like, you can say, hey, mom or dad, I just want to let you know that when this happened, it hurt my feelings. Or when you did this, it made me feel this way. And I know it might not be picture perfect because it has not been picture perfect for me, but I'm just letting you know that it could be an opportunity for you to practice expressing things in your home front first. Because guys, you can run as far away from home as possible. You can run and you can go live your life and you can just neglect the connections at home. But I know all of us at the core desire to have a good family life. We all desire to not feel like we're running away from pain. And so at least the best you can do is honor your parents so that it will go well with you. Honor them so that you can become trained to be a wonderful person as you move forward. And it's like, hey, at least I know I did my best.
Yeah.
They're not perfect. They don't want to change, but I did my best.
Exactly. And just a few practical ways to honor your parents. It doesn't just have to be, obviously listening to your parents is one way to honor your parents, but I just want to throw a few random ones out there that I never thought were honoring your parents. One is asking your parents for advice, because that shows that you, whether or not you actually wanted advice on the thing that you asked them about or not, that shows that you value their input, and that will actually mean a lot to you. Another way is...
mean a lot to them or you?
Oh, I mean a lot to them. And then another way is just listening to them when they talk. You know, our parents, we grew up as kids, they're always asking, how's your day? How was school? How are you doing? But, you know, kids are selfish. We're always just talking, but we never ask, like, hey, like, well, how was your day? How are you doing? Well, now we're getting older.
Yep.
So it's time to take some initiative, talk to your parents, and just be an awesome listener. So those are 2 ways to honor your parents that aren't like cleaning the house. I mean, those are obviously good ways, but I just want to throw those in there because I just recently thought, it's good to know.
I know. I would want to marry you if you treated your parents that way, regardless of how they were. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm looking for a partner who's not like a victim to every problem in person. They just are like kind because it's who they are. Exactly. So I know I'm really talking about that future marriage thing, but that's a big thing for me. I want to be a good partner, you know? Being grateful. Another one. Don't click off. This isn't cheesy. Guys, this is a really important one. I just want to quickly ask you the question, start getting to think about it. But if when you think about people or when you talk to your friends about situations, if you find that the first things that come out of your mouth or into your mind are the negative perspectives of what somebody's not doing enough of what they should have done, if you find yourself making a lot of comments of they should do this, or they're not doing enough of this, or they're like this, and it's in a negative way, you have a gratefulness problem. You have a way of viewing the world in a negative way. And I say this because I don't want that to take a hold of you. I'd rather you take a hold of that problem. Exactly. You can place that view over your parents as well. And I'm not saying that you have to just accept or not, like if they're perfect. I'm not talking about them. I'm saying for you, just start to notice maybe you're constantly looking at what your parents are not doing enough of, not speaking enough of to you. Because I gotta be honest, most parents are just doing the best that they know how. I know there's some really crappy parents out there because they were babies and then they got pregnant and then they had to grow up and get a job and stuff, and not all of us were blessed with even a parent who cares. But most parents, when they're in our lives, they really are doing the best they know how, and it will destroy us personally in our marriages, in our friendships, if we don't take the time to consider how people are trying. Like maybe they suck at this and this and this, but what are they trying to do? Like, do they have a job? They're providing for you. They put a roof over your head. At least they talked to you today. Maybe they don't deserve it, but this is about us. This is about us. This is about who we want to become. So I just want to say that. Start noticing if you're constantly seeing what people aren't doing enough, and start switching that over to finding the good.
And I just want to quickly add, a lot of our parents, once again, they're imperfect, and there might have been certain ways that they didn't show love to you that you feel a lack in, or certain ways that they treated you because they're imperfect people that have now hurt you. And when you become grateful and you see the things that they did do for you, even if they hurt you, and you see the ways that they did love you, because a lot of the ways that they loved you, that was how they were expressing love. They didn't know how to do it the other ways that you needed. It will help you heal and help you forgive and help you personally move on and not hold any grudges or built up resentment or any sort of thing towards your parents if you can see the ways that they have done good for you. I just feel like it's so important for even healing and having a good relationship with your parents in the future, because you will start to see, hey, they didn't show me love in this way, but actually there's so many other things they did for me that proves how much they love me. So I just want to throw that in there.
Your pain is valid. Your hurt is valid. The lacks that you've had is valid. I just want to throw that out there, that we're not talking about just putting your crap to the side and ignoring your pain and really how you should have been loved. This video is not so much about that, because those things are valid, but this is for just acknowledging ways that we can deal with imperfect parents.
My final tip actually has to do with that, and
Cool.
it's just to take the initiative. Once you're a certain age, you're not a kid anymore. Your relationship with your parents, you have just as much of a role in it as they do, because you're an adult now and you make your own choices. You have pain built up from ways that your parents treated you, or resentment built up from things that you guys have gone through, or even if you're just going through a phase where your parents are annoying and you guys are fighting all the time, and maybe the ways that they say things to you, maybe they accuse you of things you didn't do and that makes you feel untrusted, or maybe they yell at you for things you feel like you don't deserve, so that makes you feel unloved. Don't just brush those things off. Recognize them. Recognize the kind of ways that they're making you feel and the lack that you're having in your heart, so that you can forgive your parents, which is a long process, and I don't know what type of parents we're talking about here, but the biggest step in healing any relationship is to shed off the old and have that forgiveness. So take initiative to see what it is that might have been built up in you and your parents' relationship. Maybe you just needed more of as a kid, and forgive them, because not because of what they have done, or not because of how good of people they are now, but because Jesus forgave us when we didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
And that is a whole other video that we could talk about for a long time. But that is the biggest step in healing. And it's just now up to you at the age that you're at to take the initiative, to see where it went wrong, and to be the leader and to forgive.
You can start this whole journey off by just praying. Because this video is not a call to perfection, and this video is not a call for you to say, all right, time to be perfect and time to la 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 la. Come on, guys. Like, my life hasn't ever looked like that. Kaitlyn's hasn't either. Life is real. Like, the messy stuff that I've gone on with my parents and in my family and in my life, it's life. Like, I'm 22 years old. It's happened throughout the years. Mine has always started with prayer. And then I observe and I watch the next few months as I continue to pray. One example is, one way that you might find healing as you take time to process and think about the ways that you've been hurt is, I started praying for me and my mom's relationship like a year ago. And I started noticing these hurts from these things that she would say when I was younger. Well, one day, finally, the Lord presented an opportunity. It was in the middle of like a low-key fight. And afterwards, I came to her in love, because that's between me and God, right? Like, I changed because of the Lord. I came to her in love, and I expressed to her this sentence that would always bother me as a kid. And finally, when she told me why she would say that, instead of listening pridefully and being like, well, that, you know, like, no, you just should have never said those things, which it wasn't even that bad. Do not worry. I actually decided to put myself aside and listen with open ears. And since then, I've become so much more free and connected with my mom. That's a little example. I don't know who needs to hear that, but life just gets real. And the best thing we can do is just figure out our relationship with God, because any pain, any sadness, any lack of is something that God wants to use as a string to draw us to Him in order that He may fill us up with it. Don't think that your sadness and your crap and your crappy life is meant to push you away from God. Use those sensitivities. Use that pain to be like an alert, time to go to God. I'm telling you, there is a God who wants to fill your voids. Only He can fill them, and He fills them up so well.
I hope that this video helps somebody with their parents. This is just
Same.
a surface level.
Yeah.
So please comment down below what you would like us to elaborate on, because this is one of the most important relationships in your life, is your relationship with your parents. And we can't ignore that. Even if you have parents that aren't there now, that left, that hurt you in ways that we can't even understand, we have to talk about it and address it no matter where you're at in life, because
For you.
It changes who you are, it affects who you are, and it can be a wonderful thing, but it is a very important relationship. That's why we talked about it today.
Exactly. So with that being said, you guys, please do subscribe to our channel. We love you so much. We make all these videos for you, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.
Oreo, Oreo.